there. My name is Brittany, and today we are coming back for another palette rankings. Now, the month of May, I did not wear a lot of makeup, hence why I look the way that I do right now, because I'm actually going to do a look live using all the palettes. So I have 5 palettes that I'm going to be ranking today, and we do these every single month. I basically just come back with all the new palettes, even old palettes. Every single palette that I used in the month prior, we go through and rank them. And then actually, I might this month end up doing like a half-year mark, like ranking all of my new palettes, just new palettes, not old palettes or anything like that. Basically just ranking all the palettes that I bought in 2021. Let me know if you guys would like to see that. And then I think I'm going to do also like a best of beauty, like halfway mark. We got things coming to this channel. So if you're new here, hi, subscribe. Like the video if you guys enjoy these types of videos, and I'm just going to dive right in. I'm going to first rank them, and then I will get into the eye look after, in the case that you don't give a shit about seeing me apply it. You get it. So, let's start off with, I've got 5 palettes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 palettes. I have everything linked down below. I'll link everything that's on my face if you guys would like. After the fact, wait, hold on. Hold the phone. I'm so honored right now because, guys, it's our friend Mo's birthday today. Woo! Hold on, hold on, hold on. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Yes! It's Mo's birthday today. Guys, let's get her to 10K for her birthday. She's at like 9.84. Let's get her to 10K for her birthday. Happy birthday, Mo! Everybody flood the comments with birthday wishes. Mo's my girl. She's thebomb.com, so make sure. Go wish her a happy birthday, damn it, okay? Alright, so I'm going to start with number 5. I might have some people kind of shook with this one because I've only used this one time. And I'm just over here like, I'm a little disappointed so far, and I think that's the main reason that I'm just like, no, this is definitely last, because I'm just very underwhelmed by the quality of the metallics, because I feel like with Natasha Denona, the metallics are typically like my favorite thing about her products, and I love the color story of this. So this is the Zendo palette. I love the color story. The mattes work nicely from what I've used so far. It's just the metallics for what I look for. This is solely based on my opinion. If you have a different preference than I do, you could have a totally different thought process about this. So for me, I'm like, the shadows themselves are beautiful. They're pigmented, but they're not what I expected. I expected these to have a lot more like punch to them. Like this shade's really beautiful. I don't know, it's just, I haven't used it enough yet. So that's the only reason why I'm ranking this last, because I'm just like, this shade right here, it was very lackluster. It didn't really have a shine to it. I'm just like, listen, it's just not what I would love in a metallic. And that's just my opinion, just my preference. So always keep that in mind when you're watching reviews. It just depends on, you know, it just depends on what your preferences are. And some people, not like me, like some people like metallics that are a little bit more, I guess you could say, flat, because typically they are a bit more flattering when they're more flat, because it doesn't really accentuate like the fine lines, the texture, or anything like that. Even though I have like texture on my lids, I still like my metallics to be like shiny and vibrant. And that's going to lead me to my next palette, because this palette is just filled with shiny ass metallics. This is the Scott Barnes, the Mesmerize. Look at the aesthetic of this fucking packaging though. But this palette for me, this is $120, okay? That was the biggest factor when I was like, where am I ranking this? This palette is gorgina, okay? Like the shadows in here, especially this silver, bitch, fuck me up. It's so beautiful. I was not impressed with this gold shade though. I had to build it quite a bit. Like when you swatch it, it looks pretty. Like this one's more of like a topper, but you see like the difference between the two. I was expecting all of them to be like this. And here's my thing. It's $120, so it ends up breaking down to be like $25, right? $25 per shadow, I think it was. I have yet to try these two yet, but I think I'm going to use one of them very lightly today. It just comes down to Indi just fucking kills it. Indi kills it when it comes to shadows like this, but this is one of the, like, best silvers I've ever seen in my entire life. I would basically just say with this palette, I would not pay full price for it. I got this palette because I do have, like, an affiliate link. I just basically get rewards when you guys use my links shopping Scott Barnes. I got this palette for, like, 20 bucks. I'm happy that I own it, but I would not pay $120 for it. Like, I wish he would just sell these shades individually because it's like the texture is so beautiful. But I'm over here like, I can't justify that price. Like, the black looks super nice. This one is like, it's almost like a blue based black. I've heard that this is pretty much like the most unique shade, but I have yet to use it. That's so pigmented, holy fuck. And then this is just the matte black. So it's like the quality is there. Like, definitely a high quality palette. But she $120 though. And I would also suggest, like, Scott Barnes is one of those brands. I would not pay full price for Scott Barnes products. Even though I love the quality of his products, he just has sales too frequently that are like 20 to 30% off. It's like, if you're going to buy Scott Barnes, that's when I would do it. Because I still think he has incredible quality products that are worth the money. But because he does sell so frequently, it's like, why would you spend full price? You know what I'm saying? I don't think the mic is on. Is it not on? It hasn't been on this whole time. It was on. Whatever. It's always a hot mess on this channel, right, guys? Is that better now? I'm sorry about that. Okay, now let's get into my little custom palette that I took with me on vacation. So I have a bunch of Makeupgeek, some Davina in here, but the focus for today is going to be this quad right here. I think this is called the Hero Quad. They're doing this in collaboration. This is, again, Makeupgeek. They're doing it in collaboration with St. Jude. So a portion of the proceeds, I believe it's like maybe 10% or something. I'm pretty positive that there's a portion of, if you purchase either this quad or this quad, a portion of the proceeds goes to St. Jude. So I ended up using this one actually twice this month. And I'm ranking it third simply because I just would not reach for this quad on like a day-to-day. You know what I'm saying? It's more of like, if I want a blue or if I want a green, I would reach for it. I would do like a look all together with this. Makeupgeek has one of my favorite formulas of all time. Don't get it twisted. And especially like the metallics of Makeupgeek. Why does nobody talk about Makeupgeek anymore? I'm so curious because it's like the quality and the undertones of their eyeshadows and their mattes, they fucking crush it. I just find that their formulas and especially the undertones are always truly just, they're so unique, they're so wearable, and they take color, but they make it so much easier to wear. And I think that's why it's so appealing to me, because I love a good colorful eyeshadow from time to time. But I like this better because it's like a splash. It's like a splash of color. I mean, this one is obviously more color because given. But it's like, look at these two. It's more like earthy tones, if that makes sense. I love and adore Makeupgeek. I cannot recommend their palettes enough. Like, especially the Matrix and the Neutral. Such a hot fire palette. I believe that ranked number 1. Was it on my neutral palette rankings? I need to pull that one out more often, but this is, again, why I love Makeupgeek, because I could just, like, put together my custom 9-pan. Like, I fucking love Makeupgeek. That's all I got for you. I love the fact that that little quad is in collaboration with St. Jude's. That's one of my favorite foundations, so still love Makeupgeek to this day, guys. And I still can't recommend them enough. And then the palette that shook me to the core, like, I was like, do I want to rank this number 1 or do I want to rank this number 2? The only reason why I'm ranking this number 1 or number 2 is because it doesn't have any mattes. This is just a palette filled with metallics, but it's so fucking fire, I can't even deal. This is the Indie Beat Cosmetics Platinum Hits. If this had more, like, packaging that I typically look for, like, I like luxury packaging. That just is what it is. That's what I like. That's my preference. So I would like to see, like, some improvements packaging wise, but they're an indie brand, so it's like, I get it. Where I'm so impressed with this palette is the fucking metallics. If you guys aren't following me on TikTok, you need to be. I did a full swatch party of this yesterday, but it's like, if you guys saw my last video, I was wearing this shade on my eyeballs. I actually wore this with the Makeupgeek quad. This cruise shade, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? And this is where, like, with the Scott Barnes palette, like I was saying, it's like Indi crushes it. Indi has it so figured out when it comes to especially metallic eyeshadows. But this palette, it's $69. I actually just became an affiliate of Indi Beat Cosmetics. So if you use the code BRITCHES10, you get 10% off. $69 for a palette just filled. And I also love this because the quality of the eyeshadows reminds me so much of Adept Cosmetics. And I love Adept. I love the palettes that they do. But it's like, you get so much more. The price point isn't too far off. I don't know, I was just like, you're paying definitely for the eyeshadows in this palette, and it's a fantastic metallic eyeshadow palette. And it's got like the duochromes. I classify some of them as like multi-chromes because some of them do have a very strong shift to them. But it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? Look at those eyeshadows. Stunning. This is what I look for with my metallics, and it doesn't accentuate the texture, at least like the shade that I've used. What other one? I used the shade Baby on my inner corner. I've used, I think, Firework. I haven't taken any makeup pictures this month either, so this is wildly unhelpful for some of you, because I feel like that's how people could usually see what the looks look like, is just by my pictures. But I have definitely used Firework, but guys, that's such a bomb-ass metallic eyeshadow palette. I'm so impressed with it. So, Indi Beat Cosmetics, they're fucking killing it. And I cannot wait to see what other palettes that they come out with, because that just has me shooketh. And then number one, I had to place the Kaleidos, the Flower Punk palette, simply because I love the color story of this. And then it's just consistent. I love the quality of their shadows. I love the mattes, but I love this, like, green, grungy moment right here. It reminds me a lot of Melt Cosmetics, but if you know, you know. I have a love-hate relationship with Melt Cosmetics. I think their palettes are incredibly inconsistent as far as some palettes are bomb, some palettes are hot trash. Kaleidos basically gives me what I look for with Melt, because I think that they're so consistent. They just have their formulas figured out, and I love these. Their metallics are just beautiful, especially like the green. I do think that these are slightly different though than what we're used to from Kaleidos. I almost said Melt. But it's like, they're beautiful, but it's like the color story. I didn't think I would love this packaging either, how like the top actually comes right off. But it's like they have the packaging figured out. They crush it. This was sent to me in PR, by the way. They crush it when it comes to packaging especially. I love it. It's the color story mainly for me. But it was like, this was a close toss-up. And the reason I say that is just because like this has the mattes. Like I don't have to pull other palettes to get like a complete look. Whereas the Indi Beat Cosmetics, I'll have to pull other palettes, which isn't a huge deal, but it is a factor for me when I'm considering like rankings. You know what I'm saying? So I think this one, I love the fact that it just gives me a taste of a bunch of things that I like. I really like the aesthetic of it as well. So those are all the palettes. And now let's get down with a really basic eyeshadow look, because I'm going shopping today. I don't need to be running around looking like a clown. I'm just going to do basically like my lids so you guys could see how these actually work when I apply them. And then I'll probably post a makeup picture on Instagram later or something like that. So let me get all the palettes back out so I can figure out what the hell I want to do, because I'm going to have to get real creative, because I feel like for these palettes, I'm working with so many metallics that it could be trickier for me to do a completed look, but we'll figure her out. So let me take first. You know what? I'm going to try the Wayne Goss brushes again today, too. Hopefully this doesn't blow up in my face, but we shall see. Is there 3? Hold on. No, there's one more. Alright, so these are the Wayne Goss, the new Edit collection. I'm not in love with these quite yet, but we're going to keep using them. Maybe I'll fall in love with them. I need like a... Never mind, no I don't. I'll just use my... I'll just use my romper to wipe off these damn brushes. How are you guys doing today? What have been your favorite palettes for the month of May? I was like, wait, what month are we in? Did y'all see the new Patrick Ta? Did y'all see that? I don't know why I didn't think of a fucking eyeshadow palette when I looked at his pictures on Monday. Whatever, it is what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna go neutral, like I said. I'm gonna start with, I think I'm gonna mix these two right here. So I'm using Novo, I think, and then Peach Soju, I think. I'm just gonna mix these two together and just slap them like all over my crease. Just to basically get some use out of all of these palettes. So I'm just gonna press and just apply basically just like a transition shade just to give me something to work with. You probably won't see much of this as, hold on, let me move this, as I get working. So how are we doing? What palettes are you guys loving? I'm always curious what palettes that I may end up needing, right? Did I say that right? This is the only reason why I don't love morning lives, is because I feel like a space cadet. I feel like I'm all over the place always. I do find with these Wayne Goss brushes, I like using them on their sides. Instead of like this, I like to use them like this. I don't know if that's normal. They're calligraphy inspired. But this set needs to be sold individually. I've said it a million times now. It needs to be sold individually just because I'm like, they're so expensive. All right, let me go in with, I'm going to go to the Scott Barnes. I'm going to do just like the slightest amount of black on my outer corner because I want this to be like a softer type of look. So I'm just going to slap a tiny bit here, and I don't want it to be anything too cray-cray. Have you guys picked up anything recently though? Did y'all see that Louboutin was available yesterday? Came out of fucking nowhere. I don't think that was supposed to launch until like the 9th, I think it was. I'm going to jump over to the Makeupgeek. I'm going to take, the last brush that I used was the number 7. I'm going to use the number 6. And I'm going to take, I think it's called Olive You. I love this shade. Oh my god, it's just like the perfect army green. Still trying to get that Lois Cosmetics palette. I like totally forgot about that one. The one palette that I missed that I was like low-key pissed about was the Adept Codain. I wish that I got my hands on that one. But it is what it is. I'm like, it wasn't meant to be. It just wasn't meant to be. Did everybody get their... Because I saw on Instagram that Shroud finally got all caught up with the It's Freaking Bats palette. I was supposed to get that in PR. I don't know if she's still going to send him in PR now that she's like all caught up with everything. But if I do, would you guys still want to see a video on that palette? I thought it was such a beautiful palette. It was so different and just like grungy goodness. That was the collaboration with Betty Jean. So you guys let me know. See, my favorite thing about Makeupgeek is just how easy and effortless they are to blend. It's like such minimal work. So good. With that black, it's working perfectly because it just gave me the slightest amount of depth, but not too much. Do you guys like this better, like when I actually do a look live? Give me the tea. What do you guys think? I'm going to jump over to the Zendo palette. I'm going to take... what do I want to use? I think I'm going to take the shade Breath. I'm going to just kind of put that right here with... I think I'm going to use the number 6 again. I'm just going to wipe it off in between. This one looks like it has more of like a light satin effect to it. Ooh, that was way more pigmented than I expected. That was exciting. You see how I'm using these brushes though? I'm just basically like on the side of the brush. I just feel like it works better for what? Like for at least how I like to do my makeup. You know what I'm saying? Alright, we're going to keep it there for now. This is basically how I always work with my palettes. I'm like, alright, just kind of place it and then we'll blend it at the end. Because I always end up over blending when I don't do that. Let's see. Candy. Oh my god, they're going too fast. Hold on. You look amazing. Try to check the brand Flower Nose. It has gorgeous makeup packaging ever. I've never heard of them. Louboutin, baby. Yes. Been wearing Dior Trafalgar. I'm patiently waiting for those freaking birds palettes. I think they're so pretty. Oh, let's see. I like this format, palette ranking plus a look. Yes. All right, so maybe I'll start doing this more. I'm loving the Zendo palette. I think that's where I'm just like, I was very underwhelmed for the first time using it, but I think the more that I use it, you know, it'll probably grow on me, but it just wasn't what I expected, if that makes sense. All right, so the next one I want to use is, I'm going to go with the Indi Beat Cosmetics palette. Did I use them all? Scott Barnes, Zendo, Makeupgeek. Was that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm counting the box. I'm missing a palette. Oh my god, this is why I'm a mess. Scott Barnes, Makeupgeek. 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, am I an idiot right now? What palette am I misplacing? Why do you guys watch my videos? I'm still so concerned. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god. How do I not remember? Oh, the Kaleidos palette. Okay, I already used that. We're good. Oh my gosh. My apologies, friends. All right. Do I want to use Firework? Do I want to use Stronger? Stronger, I think, would be really beautiful. I think I'm going to use Stronger because I haven't used this one yet. This one, to me, looks like it's going to be more like a topper shade, but we're going to see how. Oh, yeah. Can I get a oh, yeah? I can't believe that I just did that. I'm like, what palette am I missing? I'm like, where did it go? Because it's not in front of me. I placed it somewhere, and I just don't know where it is. That could be problematic. Like, look at how beautiful. This is what I'm talking about with this Indi Beat Cosmetics palette. It's just, it has that punchiness, but they're still, like, these are definitely more colorful, but I would still get so down with this because obviously this look is more like a day-to-day. Some people would say, like, oh, this is too much. And not too much. At least for me, it's not too much. Let me jump back over to, there's the Kaleidos. It was underneath the Scott Barnes palette. I'm going to jump back over to this here. I'm going to take the Wayne Goss number 4, and I'm going to take the peach shade. I just want to basically calm down what I'll probably have to do this off camera because I need to just basically like perfect the look. But at least you guys got to see like a little bit of something with the eyeshadow palettes, but I done fucked up by applying that with my middle finger because my middle finger is just too big for what I was trying to do, especially on this side here. But look at the reflect though, it's so pretty. Alright, so this is going to be the beginning stages of the look for today. I'm not going to do the whole look on camera just because it gets redundant, it gets repetitive. I basically just take the same shades that I used on the top and I just use them underneath. And then I just blend them out, smoke them out, and then I just take my time perfecting everything. These palettes are all beautiful though. I would just be mindful of sales now especially. I mean, we just had the holiday, so I think a lot of sales are probably done now. Do you guys have any questions before we turn off for the day? But I mean, she cute though, right? Let me give you guys a zoom. She cute, right? See how I just went up a little bit too high? This is the only reason why I don't like doing looks live is because I don't feel like they come out looking the best. Because I'm like squirrel. I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking here. I'm looking here. I'm trying to apply. I'm trying to test brushes at the same time. It does get difficult sometimes, but we're here for a good time, right? So these brushes, they're still growing on me. I was going to dedicate a video to them. If you guys want that, let me know. If you guys have any other questions about the palettes that I talked about today, just leave them in the comments down below. Other than that, I will be back with, oh my god, what do we have coming up? I have the Clarity palette I need to use, Alien Cosmetics, the NARS Orgasm Cheek Palette. I got so much shit, guys. Just subscribe, turn on your notifications, and it'll be a surprise whenever I upload something. And then we do have Louboutin coming up because she did order, okay? She did. I ordered from Nordstrom, so hopefully they will be here. I think it said Friday, so maybe Friday you'll see that. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go subscribe to Mo Makeup Mo Beauty to get her to 10K for his birthday. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Okay, bye!